Alright guys, this is the video I promised you, going over the problems we didn't go over in class on the worksheet. My advice is for you to write down the problem, hit pause, and try and go through it first. And then watch and see if you got them right when you hit play and going through the problems. Now, let's look at 2 and 4 to begin. Look at what's in between 2 and what's in between 4. Number 2 doesn't have any kind of sign, and number 4 has a plus sign. You need to make sure you know the difference between the two. When there's no sign in between it, that means we're going to be multiplying, okay? Which means in this case, you're going to FOIL. But in number 4, there's an addition sign, which means you're going to combine like terms. So you need to know the difference between the two of them. And of course, if this were a minus sign, it would be the same sort of thing, only you would subtract, combine like terms. You'd do the problem the exact same way with the distribution of the positive or negative 1. Okay, kind of like what we did in class today. So let's start with number 2. We're FOILing. Which remember, FOILing is just like distribution. So we're distributing this x to the two terms over here. And we're multiplying. So x times 3x is 3x squared. Let me go one thing down here. 3x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. And now we're going to distribute the 7. 7 times negative 3 is a 7 times positive 3 is a positive 21x. And 7 times a negative 2 is a negative 14. Now we have to put the 2 and the 21 together. Now remember, you can use your calculator for that. So in your calculator, you can just say negative 2 plus a 21. You put that in your calculator, you're going to come up with the 19. So it's going to be 3x squared plus 19x minus 14. That's your final answer for number 2. Now, we already talked about number 4. Number 4, we're going to distribute a positive 1, but then we're just going to combine like terms. It's not really changing things. You get x squared plus 3x minus 4 plus a 2x squared minus a 7x. Now, had that been a negative sign, we would have distributed the negative 1, but since it was a positive, it didn't change any of the things. So now we're just combining our like terms. So our x squared and our 2x squared combine to be 3x squared. Our 3x combines with our negative 7, and a 3 minus a 7, 3 minus 7, that's going to give us a negative 4. And then this negative 4 is just going to be there hanging out at the end, because there's nothing that has a like term with that. Okay, that is number 2 and 4. Let's take a look at number 11. Number 11, you need to distribute this positive 3x squared. Now, we did one like this in class, except it had a negative in the front. So the negative x to the 5th is just going to stay where it is. 3x squared and negative 2x cubed. Now remember, the numbers multiply, but remember your exponents add. Okay, so don't forget that your exponents are going to add. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 2 plus 3, our exponents, is going to be an exponent of 5. Okay? Then a 3x squared times a 1, well, that's just plus 3x squared. And then don't forget your negative 9x squared and your plus 6 at the end of that. Now, we want to combine our like terms. Negative x to the 5th, negative 6x to the 5th. So you have negative 1 minus 6, which is a negative 7x to the 5th. Hard to say. Now, you have x squareds that are the same. You have a 3 minus a 9. So that's going to give you a negative 6. I know that's hard to see with the ceiling light. Negative 6x squared. And then you've got your positive 6 left over with nothing left to combine with it. So that's how you're going to do number 11. Any questions on, oh, well, you're not here. So if you do have questions, remember, send an email. All right, number 13, 16, and 17. These are simplifying our exponential ones. Remember, 1, you want to distribute. 2, you want to move negative exponents. And 3, you want to combine your like terms. Okay? Distribute, move negative exponents, combine your like terms. Now, number 13 is kind of like number, oh, it's actually number 9. Sorry. My numbers are all off. This one was number 9. This one's number 12. And this one's number 13. I apologize. This number 11 was actually number 7. 7. All right, there we go. Now we're back on track. So number 9 is actually just like number 8 that we did in class. You didn't have any distribution. You don't have any negative exponents. So we just are going to combine our like terms. So 3 over 18. Now you can do this in Desmos or you can do this in a regular calculator. It changes to a fraction by doing math, enter, enter. And we find out that it's 1 over 6. Now, of course, you can do this in Desmos as well. Makes it a little easier for changing it to a fraction. All right, so remember, with our A's, they're on different levels. You've got a to the 8th on the top and a squared on the bottom. So we subtract those. And when you subtract them, you get 6. 8 minus 2 is 6. They're left over on the top because that's where the bigger term is. Now look at your B's. You've got 2 on the top and 5 on the bottom. They're on different levels, so you're going to subtract them. 5 minus 2 is 3. Your leftovers are on the bottom because that's where your bigger term is. And then you've got C to the 1 and C to the 3 at the bottom. Subtract those, you get C squared, and that's on the bottom because that's where your bigger term was. And then you're done. All right, let's look at number 12. Now, number 12 and number 13, these are actually the same, where you're going to add your exponents. Okay? It's just multiplication. The only difference is this has a little multiplication sign in between it, and this one has parentheses around it. They're the exact same kind of problem. They just look different. So you multiply negative 2 times 4, you get negative 8. You add your exponents. 5 plus 2 is 7. It's actually just like what you did way up here in number 7 when you were distributing this 3x squared. It's the same kind of problem. 3x squared times the negative 2x cubed looks the same as negative 2x to the 5th times 4x squared. It's the same kind of deal. Okay? Now, you're done because there was nothing to combine. Look at number 13. Negative 3 times 8 is a negative 24. And again, you want to add your exponents. X to the 3 and x to the 1 becomes x to the 4. Y to the 5th and y squared, add those, you get y to the 7th. You're actually done. There's nothing you can do because there aren't any like terms to combine. Okay? So those are the extra problems that we didn't have time for in class today. So I just wanted to give you another opportunity to take a look at things before you took that quiz. All right. Make sure you're showing your work on your quiz, guys. Have a great day.